everybody, welcome back to SisterCodes channel. My name is Kaylee.
And I'm Ashley, and today we're going to be talking about some of the struggles of working from home. So let's get started.
So now we're in month 10?
10.
11?
Is it 11?
No, it's 10. I don't know. Time.
It's not real anymore. Yeah. Anyways, we've been in quarantine since March.
Yes.
And it's
2020. March 2020.
Yeah, March. But we're not in March yet.
Okay.
Anyways, we've been in quarantine so long, we don't really remember what day of the week it is anymore.
Everything blends together.
Yeah.
Anyways, like one of the things we've really been feeling is this like work from home fatigue.
Yes.
And I know I've spoken with so many people. Right after we came back from the holidays, actually, everybody was kind of like, man, I'm in this slump and I can't seem to get out of it. And it's more than the usual, oh, winter, it's cold and it's dark and it sucks.
Yeah.
This was really like, obviously people were really looking forward to the holidays as this bright spot, right? You've got Christmas and you're going to be with, well,
New Year's.
New Year. Yeah. There's like something to celebrate. Most people took some time off. So it was like that, oh, if we just make it through to Christmas, it's all going to be okay. Yeah. And now we're back and we realize that we're still working from home. We're still here. Like, pandemic is the same, right? And it's really tiring. Like there's definitely a lot of fatigue that comes with it. So we wanted to talk today about like 5 ways that we are kind of coping and some of the the struggles that we have working from home and then how we're kind of handling them.
Yeah. So one of the things I think that is, really relevant when you're starting a new job. So I started a new job in November, like mid-November, and it's actually quite hard to get to know your colleagues because if you don't turn on video chats when you have your Scrum meetings, then it's really difficult to get to know anyone at all. The way that my team has combated this is by doing these monthly drinks, and it's really fun because we all get on and we'll play a game. So last time we played Code Names. Is it Code Names or Code Words? I don't know.
I think Code Words is the spin-off of Code Names, which is the board, or I guess it's a physical game.
Yeah, so there's like an online simulator. Anyways, we like pick a new game to play every time. Last time we played this Code Names, but then we played Kahoot the previous time. You could also do Jackbox or something fun like that. And it's just really nice. It gives you some time to bond with people. We all turn on our videos for that, so yeah, you feel a lot more connected and you feel like you know your colleagues a lot better.
I will say, I've seen a lot of hate on the virtual happy hours, but I'm not just suggesting like to all get into one big room and just twiddle your thumbs and stare at each other. Like I don't think that works. Yeah, you need to have an activity, something that you're working towards together, or do breakout rooms and then like have people switch based on like what number room you're in, or something like that where you get smaller groups of people who can just kind of talk and not feel like they have to be talking about work or things like that. I also think there's other ways to bring that like human interaction element back into your day. I really like to do one-on-one catch-ups. I'm a huge fan of them, and always turn your video on. Like it's just something so simple, but like the video conferencing aspect I think really helps to get to know people. I also try really hard to keep my video on in meetings. I know that's so unpopular. A lot of people don't like that, but for me, it really just feel like I'm at least at work. For like our morning scrum, things like that. But I think I don't know. I think it's nice to be able to like see other people's faces and expressions. Huge advocate of using a virtual background. It's just so much better because they don't see the mess. They don't see anything. And I had like a tweet where I was saying, why doesn't everybody use the virtual background? Because in no other circumstance would I just like show people pictures of my bedroom. Like it's just the weirdest thing to me that your coworkers have that level of insight into your personal life.
Although this is my background for my Zoom calls, so.
But this is intentional.
Yeah, so it's a pretty background.
You set your desk up to make sure that this is what people see.
And so it's not my bedroom because my bedroom is quite small, and I purposely didn't want people seeing my bed. It's just kind of weird. Yeah, like, I just don't like it. So
exactly.
That's a good tip.
I feel the same way. So turn on your virtual background, but at least people see your face, and it should encourage other people to do the same. I think that's made a really big difference for me in this like pandemic work from home situation. Number 2 is setting boundaries. Now, this is something that I personally have really struggled with, especially because there is no boundary. Like work is home is work. Yeah. It all kind of like blends together. There's a couple things that I do, which is ironically enough, it's like creating a commute to and from work. Like I have these little habits and patterns that signal, all right, I'm done for the day. And depending on how your work setup is, mine is like it's a VPN connection. So, you know, I log in and then my desktop is live on my computer.
Yeah, same.
One of the big things is actually disconnecting from my work machine.
Yeah.
Because if you don't do that, so like closing your work laptop or disconnecting from the work VPN, whatever your setup is, it's like that act of like actually saying, all right, work is done, and then putting it aside is huge, because if not, it actually stays logged on my personal computer, my background, and I'll come back to it a couple hours later and just feel the impulse of like, oh, I should check my email.
Yeah.
Oh, I should do this. I should do that. So I think it's great to establish a routine of like closing your work desktop and at a regular time every day, as much as you can stick to it. That's something that's huge for me. I try really hard. 5:30 is my limit. It's like 5:30, I log off. That's my line, right? I also am a huge advocate for deleting your work email off your personal phone.
Yeah, I don't even have it. I've never installed it on my personal phone. Yeah,
that's great, because we all live steps away from our actual workstation. Like, first of all, if something goes so wrong that they need me, which I can't imagine that would happen, then they can call me on my cell phone. And if they call me on my cell phone, there's nothing that I would need to ever like do on my mobile phone at that exact moment. I could just come upstairs, log into my work computer, and resolve whatever issue that there is. Yeah. So I noticed that I was checking work email consistently, even when I was like on the couch watching a movie. So like set that boundary, like don't even let work come more into your personal life than it already is.
Yeah, that's a good one. Number 3 that we want to talk about is burnout and kind of how to combat that. So if you are working really long hours at home, maybe you're not setting these boundaries of like 9 to 5:30, then it can feel like your whole work and your home life are just blurred together, and you get really burnt out and tired from working too much. So one way to combat this is to, like Kaylee said, set boundaries, but also to have some like weekly chat set up with friends. So I have tried really hard in the new year to make sure that I'm calling my friends at least once a week so that we can video chat. It doesn't always just have to be talking, because honestly sometimes over a whole week there's like nothing that you want to talk about. It could just be like playing a fun game, like I've gotten into Fortnite with my friend, and then we like play Among Us and that with like a group sometimes. So I think that's really good. And also making sure that you have hobbies, so there's something to look forward to after you finish working. So I've taken up sewing and crocheting, bit random, but they're really fun, and it is something to look forward to on the weekends and after I finish work.
Yeah, and that's a great point too, is not just having hobbies, but things that you're excited to do with friends. So we have an Among Us group chat, which is great.
We do.
Like people will post and say like, does anyone want to play Among Us tonight, which is awesome. We've also started playing Kahoot with our family, and there's a lot of like trivia style, like almost like a pub quiz style ones that you can do with your friends and really easily turn it into a game. And of course there's that competitive aspect where I'm always like, I want to win, so that's always super fun to do. But yeah, those are all like really great ways that you can kind of take some space and step away from work. The third thing that, or the fourth thing. Fourth thing. See, we don't even know what day of the week it is. Like, I can't count to 5. It's all what's happening. Yeah. The fourth thing that I really struggle with is like productivity. So I know a lot of people have talked about like the Pomodoro method and advocate using it. It's like pretty simply stated. You set a time and you set like a certain number of tasks to get done, and you set a timer and you say, okay, so for 45 minutes, I'm going to put aside. Is it 25?
Yeah,
okay, it's 25 minutes.
20.
Oh, I do a 45-minute one because I feel like I can't get into a task in 25 minutes.
That's fair.
But yeah, so you set a timer and you say, all right, I'm going to put away all my distractions and I'm going to solely focus on my one task. And what I think is really nice about this tactic is because obviously there's so many things that happen, but it's really easy to feel like you're multitasking when you're at home. So it's nice to have chunks of time where you say, I'm going to be devoting, the next 25 minutes to X task. And then once you do that, it actually has a snowball effect where you start to feel more productive. So then you want to be more productive. So it's really nice to start the day off with something just like very simple to do for yourself. Once you knock that off your list, it actually helps you with the whole rest of your day. Kind of with that, I think it's really helpful to write down your intentions for the day of like 3 tasks that you want to get done. You want to say, I want to do ABC. And then that way, like the entire day, you know exactly what you're working towards and like what you need to get done for the day, so that it also helps you with that logging off time, because you'll say, okay, I did what I set out to do today, and now I can rest peacefully knowing that I accomplished those 3 things.
Yeah, I think that's actually a really good one, because sometimes I do log on, and before I log on, I'm like, oh, I don't know, like I want to make a PR, I want to do this or whatever. You log on and instantly I like see emails, I see messages, and I'm like, oh, I need to do this, blah, blah. And then by the end of the day, I've forgotten about what I like originally set out to do. So yeah, it is really important to write them down. I like writing like to do, and then I write this little to-do list. Even if it's like a small thing, I like adding it just in case. But the 5th and final thing that we want to talk about is taking breaks and being active. So this doesn't have to be in like the New Year's resolution kind of way where it's like, I'm going to do an ab workout, like a 20-minute ab workout every single day. Like, no, it doesn't have to be that intense. It's just about making sure that while we're all working from home and we're, you know, remaining stationary most of the time, that we are getting out and we're being active. So here it is freezing cold right now, so it's not really realistic to go on a walk outside. I know people always say that, although it's great for like your mental health and everything, just to get outside and move around. Nice. But Kaylee and I both have standing desks, so sometimes I'll just raise it up to the standing desk level, and then I'll just stand and kind of move around a little bit. There's all these like exercises that you could do at your desk as well if you want to, but honestly just standing and like moving a little bit. Sometimes I like put on some jams and I kind of like dance around a little bit. Like anything that you like can do to get your body moving, I think is really beneficial during this time.
Exactly. I've been a huge fan of yoga, so that's something that I've been doing.
Yoga is really great. I've been doing it like occasionally. Kaylee's been doing this like 30-day challenge, but I've been doing it like a couple of days a week, like once a week. But I think anything is good. Like we all need some balance. Like meditation is also really good. You can just sit and then like meditate.
Or breathing exercises. There's a lot that goes into this, like taking breaks and, you know, kind of stepping away and doing something for yourself. And I also think, like, most importantly, mental health is super important. So make sure you're like reaching out to people, and even having somebody who shares your feelings of feeling a little bit slower, unproductive, especially coming out of the holidays. And now that it's January, I don't know, I feel like this time of the year always slows down. And we're feeling this even more now that we're, in the middle of a pandemic. So, you know, make sure you're like reaching out to people and talking about it. I personally found that that's really helped me. Knowing
it's
that
nice to
you're
know
not
that
alone.
other people, are going through the same thing. Like I remember I got on a call and someone was like, is anyone else feeling super tired? I was like, I'm feeling exhausted.
But it's like, nice. Like when you hear that, you're like, oh yeah, okay, it's not just me. Like, you know, and other people will, I'm sure, you know, really appreciate that you're kind of sharing that with them. There's something about being like human and vulnerable in this time where you can create like a very sheltered image of yourself since you're far away from people. Like they can't just tell that you're tired, but by like taking that extra step to share with them, I think that that's like, I don't know, I think it's really helped with people that I know. So we hope on that note, we hope that these tips have helped you, and we hope that you are finding some ways to cope with working from home for like 10 months. And let us know in the comment section if there's anything else that you do throughout your day that you find really helpful. Like I'm personally always looking for additional things to like bring into my routine and into my day to kind of break things up and make it a little bit more enjoyable to work from home in the absence of going into an office. Not that I really like the office that much, but that's supposed for another week.
Okay, cool. So please make sure that you subscribe and like this video. We come out with a new video every single Wednesday, so make sure you don't miss it.
Thank you so much for watching.
Thank you.